Today, we are going to talk about how to reclaim your mind. I mean, in a world that is constantly screaming for our attention, how do we actually get our own minds back? Let's get into it.
All right, let's just dive right in with a question. And I want you to be really honest with yourself here. Are you constantly connected? You know that feeling, right? That automatic reflex to check your phone, the endless, mindless scroll through your feeds, that constant barrage of dings and notifications. Does all that digital noise just leave you feeling totally overwhelmed? Well, it makes perfect sense. We're living in a world that's on 24/7, so of course our minds feel like they have to be too. There's just no off switch. And that constant glow from our screens, it casts a much longer shadow over our mental peace than we realize.
I mean, think about it for a second. Can you remember a time when you could have a single, uninterrupted thought? A time when being truly present wasn't something you had to actively fight for, but it was just the default setting?
Well, what if you could actually get that feeling back? What if you could unplug, not to miss out, but to truly recharge your own batteries? It is definitely time we talk about a digital detox.
So, first up, let's get a real handle on what we're up against here. Let's talk about the digital overwhelm.
But just knowing we're overwhelmed isn't enough. We have to ask why. Why are we so hooked in the first place?
It really boils down to our brain chemistry. Every single notification, every like, every new post, it triggers this tiny little release of a chemical called dopamine. Think of it like a little treat for your brain. It feels good for a second, but is super fleeting, which creates this powerful loop that keeps us coming back, scrolling for that next little hit.
Here's a great way to think about it. Your attention span is a muscle. And every time you jump from an email to a text to a social media feed, you're not strengthening it. You're just doing tiny, weak reps that don't build any real strength. Over time, that multitasking actually makes the muscle weaker, and deep, focused thought becomes way, way harder.
So what we're doing is trading deep focus, that strong in-the-zone state where we do our best work, for this state of fragmented attention. And that's just weak, it's scattered, and honestly, it's really anxiety-inducing. It's the difference between a powerful fire hose and a leaky faucet.
And this constant overload comes at a very real cost. Our creativity suffers, because our minds never get a chance to just be bored and wander. Our anxiety goes up from all the information and the fear of missing out. We're living in a state of perpetual distraction, and our self-esteem can even take a hit from all that constant comparison. It's a really high price to pay.
Okay, so that's the problem. But here's the good news. There is a clear, actionable solution. So let's walk through the 4-step detox plan. We're going to break down 4 simple but really profound steps. This isn't about getting rid of technology, it's about learning to use it on our own terms. We'll cover setting boundaries, curating our digital diet, rediscovering the offline world, and reconnecting with nature.
Step 1 is the foundation. You have to set digital boundaries. This means creating actual physical space and time away from your screens. So, designate some no-phone zones in your house. The dining table and the bedroom are 2 fantastic places to start. And then establish no-screen hours, especially that crucial hour right after you wake up and the hour before you go to sleep. Trust me, it's a game changer.
So once you have those boundaries, step 2 is all about curating your digital diet. You need to become an active curator, not a passive consumer. Go through your social media and unfollow any account that just doesn't make you feel good. And your notifications? Be ruthless. Turn off everything that isn't absolutely essential. The goal here is quality, not quantity.
Now this is where the fun really starts. Step 3, rediscover analog joys. Remember what it's like to do things that don't involve a screen? Pick up a physical book, put on some music, and just listen, without doing anything else. Draw something, write in a journal, whatever it is that engages your senses.
And finally, to really ground yourself, step 4 is to embrace nature and movement. There is something so incredibly healing about disconnecting from the digital world and reconnecting with the physical one. Go for a walk, feel the sun on your skin, listen to what's going on around you. It is a powerful, powerful way to anchor yourself right here, right now.
You see, when you start putting these steps into action, you're not just taking a break from your phone, you're starting a journey to reclaim your presence.
And it is so important to reframe this in your mind. This is not about deprivation. A digital detox isn't about what you're missing out on online.
It is about everything you are about to gain in your actual life.
And what is it you gain exactly? You gain peace. You gain the ability to be truly present with the people you love. You gain the mental space for your creativity to just blossom. Ultimately, you gain more of your true self back.
Just take a second and really let this idea sink in. Imagine a life where your phone is just a tool that you use, not a master that uses you. Imagine a life where you control the technology and not the other way around.
So I'm going to leave you with this final thought. Don't think about some massive, life-altering change. Think small. Think now. What is one small step you can take, starting today, to unplug and begin to reconnect? Decide on it right now, because that single step, that is the beginning of reclaiming your mind.